Hey everybody, it's your paranormal guy here. About let's say about four four days ago, let's say about like 4 days ago, I made a video about a paranormal experience that I had. It was quite interesting. It was thrilling. It kind of, I won't say frightening, but startling at first. I was getting into bed at that point. I was already probably just basically laying down. I guess I'm trying to see if I can go to sleep. But I work at nights, well in the evenings that is. But I get off early in the morning. So I'm in my bed, resting. All of a sudden, I hear a man's voice, very deep registered, very strong. Sound like he could have been in his mid 30s, early 40s maybe. Uh, the problem was, he was audible, the voice, but I couldn't understand the word he was saying. It was like muffled almost. Like you could hear the, you could almost hear the syllables, or you can hear the tone, but you couldn't hear the actual words. So it was like someone covering up their mouth, like that. It was weird, and it was so strong and so defined, and but I couldn't, like I said, I couldn't understand a word he was saying, and it sounded like it came from directly in front of my doorway. So I looked, I'm like, I know I'm the only one here. So I was like, what's going on? Man, yeah, I just shrugged it off because I didn't hear it again. But a couple of minutes went by and I heard it again. Same voice, same deep registered voice, very strong, but still couldn't understand a word he was saying. It was almost like you try to, you were trying real hard to make out what the person was saying, but still couldn't, no matter what you tried. It was almost like I had to get up and stand right in front of whoever this was, just so I could hear every syllable. But I couldn't. So it was pretty exciting to say the least. But like I said, like I always say that anytime I have an experience, you guys will be the first ones to know. I mean, when I first made the video, I was still tired, so my voice was kind of groggy, and it wasn't really helping the video, even though because I played it back and I could hear myself, but I wanted it to be a little bit louder so that you can kind of understand what I'm saying. So, but yeah, it was a very crazy experience. That was the very first time I have ever had an audible haunting in my house. All the other times it was like noises, seeing shadow people, you know, periodically. Then there was the woman I saw coming out of the wall near my front door during my Super Bowl party. That was a weird one too because she was standing right there looking right at me. And I looked at her and then she just disappeared. Like I said, the funny part about that experience was it was like looking at her through an out of focus telescope or lens. I could see the shape of her body, the color of her clothes, but I could not see her. She was like a total blur. And I had a theory about that. I've seen a lot of video of ghosts where you can see the person, you can see the hair, everything on their body, but you can never see the face, or sometimes the face looks kind of distorted. And the way I see it, that we spend more time just being ourselves than looking in the mirror. You look in the mirror to do your hair, but you don't really focus on how you look. Some people do, but some people don't. Because I see, for me, for instance, I don't spend a lot of time in the mirror looking at my image or looking at myself to see what I look like. I just go in the mirror, do what I have to do, like shave my beard, trim it up, do whatever, brush my teeth, gargle my mouth out. I'm not focused on looking at how I look or looking at the image or looking at what my face looks like. If you can understand that, I just go in there to do what I have to do so I can get ready for my day. So when a person dies and become a ghost, when they are showing themselves, it's almost like you can't really determine what you look like because you have to do that by memory when it comes to manifesting yourself. So that's why I've seen a lot of videos of ghosts where their face looked kind of distorted. I saw one where it was like a wooden like fence maybe, and you could see a head pop up from behind it, and you could only see this part like from the nose up, and it looked really distorted. Like one eye looked bigger than the other. It just looked like everything was put together like a puzzle, but it was all the wrong pieces, or like one of those features. Excuse me. Like one of those features they have on the iPad. The iPad has this feature where it distorts the photo or the video, where you can see your face gets all twisted up and stretched and all kinds of stuff. That's what it kind of looked like when I saw that video, because it was talking about the 10 most scariest photos of ghosts or something like that. And that was one of the videos where you see a head coming up from, behind this fence. And you just saw this part from the nose up, and it was just all distorted, like as if the person just couldn't remember what they looked like. So they had to go their best way to, manifest themselves just so you can see who they were. You know, I mean, that's just a theory. I don't know. I mean, I won't know until that day when I pass and I want to haunt somebody. Then I'll have to see for myself. But from my perspective, that's the only way I can determine why that happens. Where you see the person, but they're like a total blur. So obviously, she couldn't use her own mind's capacity to show herself to where you can see everything. She didn't focus on the way she looked. She just focused on being seen. I think for a ghost, it's a mental thing. I think your powers become a little bit more heightened once you reach that state. I mean, like I said, once again, it's just a theory. I don't know, but that's from what I can get from all of this. From what I have seen over the years. Even as a kid. Like I could be standing in front of a window, like when I was a kid, living in Brooklyn, and I saw this head. You could see the full shape of it. It was from the side though. You could see the shape of the head, the forehead, the bridge of the shape of the nose, the lips, the chin, all that. And I don't think it had to have been a black person, because you couldn't see any hair all over the place. It was a perfect round shape. So he was either bald or he was black, or he could have had a military cut. I don't know. So, but I could see him bobbing his head back and forth. It was like he was pacing in midair. And I say midair because we was on the second floor. Okay? And anything below that is nothing but air, wall, and then there's the little platform that covers the doorway to lead out into the backyard. And I know he wasn't that tall. So, that was one of the first experiences that I can really remember living in Brooklyn when I was a kid. I had a couple of others. It was one I had in my nana's kitchen, but that's another story. Oh, and by the way, I will be in the process of writing a book about my personal paranormal experiences. That won't be the title. I don't know what I'm going to call it yet, but I am currently working on a couple of books, actually. One is an erotic novel. One is a military sci-fi book. And then, of course, there's the book about my personal paranormal experiences, whether it be UFOs or, ghosts. Now, to be truthfully honest, I have heard people say that personal paranormal experiences don't go outside the realm of, UFOs, because they consider that as a paranormal experience as well. And I guess paranormal being the definition of it being unknown. So there you have it. But yes, like I said before, I am planning on working on a book about my paranormal experiences. And once I start on it, I can jot down everything that I've experienced from the time when I was a kid all the way up until now. So just, giving you the heads up, getting it out there. So, I'm really getting into the whole writing a book thing. I got like a million stories in my head right now, and yes, even in sex. So I find that I have a knack in that area as well. So, but anyway, yeah. So yeah, that was like an experience I had a couple of days ago, early in the morning. You know, like I said, that was the very first audible experience I pretty much ever had. Um, Never really had an experience with a person. Well, actually, I did, but it wasn't like very pronounced like this one was. Before, I'm at my computer and I'm working on one of my books, and I heard uh, one of those type of like a distress moan, like someone was in pain or something like that, or it was kind of like a like she was just like depressed or something like that. And I could hear it in the living room near the front door. And I turned and I couldn't see anybody. It was a light, low, audible noise. Well, a person, the sound. It was. I knew what the sound was, but it was light and kind of like a dimmed voice. So that was one of them. But yeah, like I said, whenever I have another experience, you guys will be the first ones to know. So stay tuned. So I gotta go. Reading this really good book, so I'm trying to finish up some stuff, But I had to get this up here again because, like I said, the last video I made about the same experience was, yeah, it wasn't to my liking because I was still sleepy at the time, And, they say the first time you see an experience, it's best that you record it, or jot it down so that way you won't forget when it happened. I haven't really been doing that. I mean, I've had a lot of UFO experiences. I've had ghostly experiences, but I never jot down the time or the date, because it's really not that serious and it's my personal experience, so I don't really have to jot it down. I know when it happened. I may forget when exactly, like the actual date or whatever, but I still know that it happened. Just like when I saw my guardian angel, or when I saw a UFO like moving real slow over my head in Virginia. The only thing I could see was the lights. So I've had a lot of experiences, but exact dates and time, that's something I don't really do. I know I probably should, but I'm not in the market for putting it out there on some website so that everyone can see it. I mean, my YouTube page is good enough. If you see it, you see it. If you don't, you don't. But the ones that do, I appreciate it. I really do appreciate it because I got over, all together, I think I got a total of like 5,000 views, for every video that I had. Some of them had maybe 10 views. Some of them have like 60. One of them had about 300-400. So that really got me going. I never thought that someone would actually look at them because, I was a newcomer, but eventually someone would actually see it. So I really thank you guys for that. That's really important to me that someone out there other than me is having these experiences, and vice versa, because one person actually wrote in saying that I'm glad someone else out there is having these same experiences other than me. And you do feel alone sometimes because people who look at you funny, they have these experiences. They just don't talk about it. They're probably too embarrassed, or they may think that they went nuts, or they were hallucinating. So that's why they don't ever say anything about it. So they go on the defensive when other people have these experiences and you tell them about it. So you try to, cover up what you experienced by making them look like they're crazy, and that's not right. It's like I always say, that's why I've always said in the past. If you saw it with your own eyes, then you saw it. Simple as that. There's no, oh, I think I saw something, or I probably ate something bad last night. Now, if you ate something bad the night before or that day, you would have been thrown up right about that, right at that point. So obviously you didn't, and you weren't hallucinating. Like I said before, I don't think there's really a such thing as hallucinations. I think it's whatever you may have taken brings your mind to that point where it opens up and you can see what you normally can't see before you had took that drug or whatever. But anyway, I only got 27 seconds left before I hit 15 minutes. So always imparting, I will say what I always say. Aloha, mahalo, and a hui ho, which of course means till we meet again. Peace.